Broke agent on Twitter. You know, touch up my boy. Eric Sticks.
Broke agent man, them.
Broke agent man. Doesn't matter, even if you're not a realtor.
Wait, that's why I buy all my houses through you, man. For real. That's why you're my guy.
Yeah. Pimping Team Niagara. Right off the bat, we're going to start with a Team Niagara ad. Beautiful. So, I was looking for the live feed, but, you got it all going on. And my guest is.
I would be like, all right, tell me when we started.
We already did, man.
No way.
Yeah, we were on.
That's ridiculous because I put all this stuff on. It was supposed to look like I was gonna like roll into the building. I just came out of a snowstorm outside, but I just
live
rolled
on
up
YouTube
because that's how I do it.
Marinko, what's going on, man? I think we had all of our discussion upstairs before we came down.
Yeah, man, we had a lot of interesting discussion.
I always appreciate seeing you. Last time, I think I was out because I don't know. I'm going through some things. I don't want to be out. Things are too comfortable, you know.
Oh, at events and stuff, you mean?
Yeah. And they're too late. But you'll go by Sarah. With the new ownership, and she was getting an award from the GNCC or something like that. And
yeah, they were hosting you're talking about when I DJ'd at the.
That's the last time I saw
After 5 for the Niagara Chamber of Commerce.
That's what it was, Business After 5, and they were giving something to.
Yeah, and they just opened, or like a few months earlier had opened and stuff.
New location, new owners and stuff like that. So, and then we ended up having such a cool, like vulnerable man-on-man type of heartfelt conversation, you know. And you know, I don't see you that often. I don't know you that well, and I, you know, it's like when I go out and I engage like that, I'm always glad I went out. And
cool.
But it doesn't make me go out very often. So I appreciate you, man. I thought our conversation was cool, not expected, and kind of made me grateful for going out. So, nice. What have you been up to these days, man? Like, first of all, what do you do for money?
I do a lot of things for money.
Yeah.
The main thing that I do is I try to DJ. It's kind of like I've been doing something for many years, and then I'm trying to progress from that. Like, I'm getting older, right? So I don't want to be at after hours joints till 5 a.m. and like, you know, and so there's a lot of opportunity for this culture.
Kids?
A lot. I do have 2 kids.
Right?
Yeah. I got 2
so that
kids.
plays in a lot too.
Dude, for sure.
You know,
I want to have an awesome family life. I want to spend a lot of time with my kids and play with them and stuff.
Especially when they're cute, when they're young and cute, eh?
Yeah, dude. They're really magic and they're great, and we have a ton of fun together.
Wow.
Remember about 2 weeks ago when it was like a Monday, it was like super warm, like 15 Celsius. So the 3 of us, me and both kids, went to Short Hills so that my wife could have a little, like, you know, lady time with her friends.
Downtown, yeah?
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so I took them to Short Hills, and we just played in a puddle for like 2 hours. So it was awesome. Right by that little river close to the Boy Scout camp.
Puddles were so fascinating when we were kids, eh?
It was amazing.
Streams, ditches, anything that was running water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in right by Port Weller, and then like Bicycle Forest, we call it at the time.
Oh, yeah. Now, I'm glad you brought that up, Bicycle Forest. I wondered if I was the only one that called it that, and
everybody called that.
Do you have a special scar from Bicycle Forest? Like, were you an active participant?
I was an active Bicycle Forest person.
Because we had to ride from the north end.
From the west side.
We're just like from the north end. It's about as north as you can get, that place. But
yeah,
we were at Scott and Bunting kind of thing. And I'm talking probably grade 4, 5, 6, something like that. I don't know when we started venturing out down to Loch 1 on our own, on our bikes, which you don't, like, your parents get arrested for that now.
Really?
Oh, how about the guy that sent his 10-year-old on the bus?
Where's that?
I don't know, but Family Services came down hard on him because he put his...
Wow, I never heard that story.
I think crazy. They might have been even 12 or something, and then, somebody else...
I've heard stories come from the U.S. where, like, in the middle of the afternoon, kids...
Unattended at the park.
Yeah, exactly.
Child abandonment.
Yeah, that's insane, too. Like
crazy?
Come on, parks are for children to play.
But I got a scar right here. It's like a pebble in the whatever. Maybe it's on this one.
You want to hear the most extreme example?
I'm looking for the spot because the way I tell the story is when I came down this big hill and somebody had wiped out, and I ramped up off their bike, and it's just like a child's story, right? That now, I've been telling it for 50 years here and there. I can't find the place, the incident. I can't even find anything that's elevated this. Like, there's no, like...
Drops? They're totally drops.
Well, I don't know. There's not many,
yeah,
man.
Dude, you can get hurt in bicycle forest.
You walk through it, though, man. You can't find it. You can't find anything that resembles what it was when you were a kid.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's definitely overgrown. It's different like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's no more bush parties there. We used to go on Sunday mornings and collect beer bottles, empty bottles, and you go
really?
and then drop them off at the Scott Street at the beer store and get.
It's weird that I never.
Candy
I don't think I hit a bush party at Bicycle Forest ever.
I went to a bunch of them there.
Bush parties for me were
cleaned up after them when I was, like I said, when I was
little entrepreneur.
Yeah, a little entrepreneurial kid. Yeah. Hey, okay, craziest thing that I ever heard. I wasn't there, but so apparently these dudes I know were all together, and the one guy had this bike that had a cracked seat, and they were somewhere trying to do a jump in Bicycle Forest, and this dude does the jump, gets a reasonable amount of air. Like at this time, they're probably like 13, 14. He jumps up, comes back down on the seat opens up, and it pinches, like, a little bit of castration effect / in the taint. I was like I say, I wasn't there, but that was the craziest thing I heard that happened there, like bike accident. It was just like,
legendary,
oh my fucking...
urban legend too. Anyway, yeah, I found it quite disappointing, and I still go back every time I go there. I try to envision what it looked like in my head when I was 10, or 12, I guess, something like that. And it wasn't that traumatic, but there was a lot of blood, and I didn't even know it was. I didn't know I was hurt.
Yeah.
Like I got up and I was pushing my bike. I think, I damaged the bike in the accident, I think. So I was probably pushing it, and then I just saw it was like blood on the end of my finger. I'm like, oh, what's this? Whoa!
It's like big
my
drip,
arm. Like I just saw. It's like, and I was young,
Mm-hmm.
Bicycle Forest, Malcolmson Eco Park is what it's really called.
I go there probably.
I go there
probably at least once.
Are you a North End brat forever?
I bought the house that I grew up in.
Wow.
Yeah.
What street?
In North End.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, Bunlin represent. I'm at Bunting Linwell. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Bunting Linwell. Okay, so Rochelle over, like, we were at Carlton.
You're saying Bunting and Scott, right?
We were on Glen Ellen Drive, Carlton Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Carlton Bunting, and then Two's place.
Mm-hmm.
So which was,
my aunt had, and my cousins grew up on Two's place.
Who? Back in the day?
Names? Yeah.
Well, back in the day when I was there?
I don't know. Like, it was, let me think the years. It would be like up until at least, actually, I believe they still are there today.
Well, we were at 8. Stephen Murdoch's parents, he's still around. He's Enterprise. His parents were over there.
Yeah,
and then beside us were the Nichols, I think. And then there was Newfelds. And then around the Coppers over here. Croakers were right next door. What did I say? Yeah, Croakers were next door.
Yeah,
Doug and Brian.
Yeah, I knew those guys forever, man.
Yeah, I think I. Did you
go to Lockview?
No,
okay.
Canadian Martyrs. Carlton, then Canadian Martyrs, and
I went to Lockview and then Assumption.
Yeah.
So other way.
Yeah, you're a little younger than I was,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, we come over to. I spent K to 4 at Carlton. 5 and 6 at Canadian Martyrs, 7 and 8 at St. Alfred's, 9 at Simcoe, 10 at Notre Dame and Welland, and then 11 and 12 at Welland High. So I got moved around quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I had to take religion class one year, which was Catholic religion. So I just left the school after that. Notre Dame, with the gray chords and whatever. And
we had to take, I went to Holy Cross, and we had to take religion class. And
for half your lunch?
What was that?
It was half my lunch in a semestered system. That sucked.
No, it was an actual course credit.
Oh.
I believe they lumped it under sort of psychology or humanities or something. I don't know exactly. I don't remember the curriculum now, right? But honestly, dude, that made me question. There was a world religions project in our last year of that, in grade 12. And so the deal was like they had this textbook that just was like intro to a bunch of different world religions like Islam and Buddhism. And,
we need more of that.
Dude, it was incredible. And it made, basically, I felt like a lot of those people in that class questioned all of these religions, you know?
Yeah.
And put them on this equal level. And
more knowledge about the world religions would make us a healthier people for some strange reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it just, it helps us understand. It's like, yeah, if you grew up next to a Catholic family and you had a good experience, then it's a good experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have good and bad with everything. And so if you're familiar with something, if you grew up with a Muslim next door, maybe like you're probably way more tolerant because he's your neighbor, man. You guys got to get along. You know what I mean? It's got to be bros
for sure, dude.
Because you live beside each other.
I've heard crazy examples of that where like people interfaith live together for generations, for years and years, and then have like crazy conflict, like what happened in Yugoslavia in the early 90s, right? So it's like it's crazy how those dividing lines can happen, right?
Yeah, so and then our tribal natures too. It's so natural. Yeah, it's natural to hate the yellow man or the brown man or the browner man, because I mean we're brown to some level. I don't know why we're called white. We're a different shade of pink, actually.
Yeah, dude,
we're all different shades of brown,
people, man.
And but I think our tribal nature, just from the caves that we came from, in the jungles or wherever we came from, made us hate that person because like the chimps they go to war on each other. They go in raiding parties and go and try and find all the men to exterminate them. I put a bottle right down there.
Oh, damn. All right.
And like they don't have no religion, but they're fighting over, territory and resources and mates.
Yeah.
They're fighting over women. They
sure,
fucking
dude.
steal their women and take them to the other camp if they kill all the men. Like if they do a boundary thing and they see young male or something like that, they tear a limb to destroy them. I just find that fascinating because I'm like,
if you listen to
it was
a lot
big
of
discovery back in the day when what's her name was in the jungle with them and noticed that they practiced
Jane
war.
Goodall, man.
Yeah, and I'm like, I didn't know all that, but it seems so natural that can't we just start every conversation, every debate with going, you know what? I'm intolerant. I come from a long line of it.
Well, yeah.
I was born to fucking hate the stranger. Even kids, they're shy. They're like,
it's innate sometimes, for sure.
You don't have to teach them to be afraid. They're, stranger danger. That's fucking built into us. And if we could just start out by saying, yeah, it's a lot of work to be tolerant, accepting, open-minded about other cultures and religions and all of it.
Yeah.
Then I think we'd start from a more honest place because there's no, I'm tolerant. I'm not racist. Fuck off. You are so. We all are.
Yeah, everybody's
deep
like
inside
sort of
us,
entrenched in their own little perspective.
Anyway, ranting.
I don't know, I don't know. Man, you're totally right. It's important to teach our children that, that people generally are to be trusted and that, most people are good natured.
Yeah, it can be learned.
Yeah, you got to be careful and wary in a lot of situations, but it's also important to be just like open and welcoming and friendly.
Kindness, love, man. It's all about the love. So you're doing a little DJing.
Yeah.
We started out. That was a long. The conversation started out with like, what are you doing for money, and then obviously that turns to kids right away because
yeah, you got to pay for them.
No, yeah, that too. I don't know anything about that. But then, limit your, what kind of life do you want to have, right? You want to have a good life with your kids, or you want to be working all the time, or you got to balance it out, right? So, but then there's some things that you won't do when you have kids. You won't sacrifice the early mornings, the special times, the weekends, or whatever it is. So, what else you doing?
So I work for community living here in St. Catharines.
All right.
Yeah. I've been there for a really long time, and they treat me awesome, and I'm at a place where I really enjoy the work that I'm doing.
So what is the work? What do you actually...
I'd rather not talk too much about it, but it's like I work at a group home.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
So engaged in helping people out.
Yeah, and then I do stuff with a knack. For instance, right now I'm along with Jonathan Culp. The two of us are leading a project called Excavate. So there's a group of kind of younger art students and people who want to get involved in media, who mostly we've found through the Brock University community and sort of people who are recommended by professors as people who are really serious about what they're doing. And so we are mounting a show at the NAC, which is going to be on it's going to be on March 16th. It's like an audio visual.
Cool.
Using obsolete medium.
So you're one of those artsy fartsy types.
Dude, man, I'm trying. You know, I try to do what it is. For me, I want to have a life that I can look back at and know that I had really awesome, fun, great experiences. And it's like, you know what? Everything is you get out what you put in, right? You put in a bit, it pays back all the time, right? So it's kind of like, I just like being active and doing fun stuff. I like spending time with my kids and my wife. And yeah, man.
What are the kids up to? What are they into?
Okay, right now we're digging. Literally this week, we've been digging these kids yoga classes. So they're on YouTube, and they tell these like popular culture stories through yoga moves. So it's like there's like, oh man, it's yoga for kids. It's on YouTube. It's and the woman's Australian.
Okay.
Today we watched the Frozen one. Well, we watched it. We didn't watch it. We did the actual exercises. We
sit down, bro. Nobody wants to see your ass.
Sorry. But take this jacket off. It was cold.
Do we have some fucking stripping music? Yeah, we're getting some snow. Thanks for coming over. You live close by, so it's not a big deal.
Yo,
I was trying to get out of the interview today. I'm like, hey, we still on with the weather that we're expecting?
When Jim originally approached me about this podcast, I was like, what kind of porno studio are you running out of your basement?
Nothing. I don't have sex, man. I can't even remember the last time I had sex. Months and months and months ago. Yoga for kids. This shit? Oh, TELUS commercial.
Yo, man, we are not sponsored by TELUS.
Oh, no, we can't even run this shit because you get shut down by YouTube if we run this stuff.
This is not. No, this is not it.
1 million. All right, I'll look it up later.
Yeah. Oh, damn.
Yeah, you can't rebroadcast YouTube up there, can you? You're not allowed to. Get shut down. You get a strike. So yeah, what are the kids into? The yoga.
So yeah, we're doing that. Oh man, my daughter and I just did a fairy garden workshop with the city. This guy Dennis. Dennis. I forget his last name, but he was a horticulturalist for the city for years, and now he's doing these workshops for kids. And so we did this like 3-week fairy garden making workshop and made this awesome little succulent garden. And she was loving it, dude. Like she was like every week she was looking forward to it, and yeah, it was really fun.
Awesome, cool. I love the kids, man. I totally engage them everywhere. Like everywhere.
That's
I'm fortunate
important,
enough to see them. I'm like, I always feel like I'm blessed when I see them. If I'm at the grocery store, I'm in a line or something like that, I lock in, and I usually win the staring contest, only because their parents break it up usually. But no. And I remember meeting a girl and her daughter at a wedding, and just going up and introducing myself straight to the child, you know, and just, oh yeah, hang on, I'll get to you in a minute. I'm Jim. How are you? Like I'm like, staring contest. I just smile at them, and I don't know. They watch me. I don't know. Kids love me.
Cool, man.
Yeah, kids and pets.
My
usually.
wife would appreciate that. She says to me that she finds a lot of people are kind of rude to children, or will look at her as to what to do. If
the parents are rude when you're nice to the kids. They wonder why what kind of
nice?
weirdo
yeah,
you
those
are.
Weird
like
parents,
I stopped dead in my tracks at Montebello Park. JB was doing the sound in the booth there, so I come out of the mixer, you know, where the board ops were right in front of the stage, right? I come out of there, and boom, like I've been there all day, kind of hanging around, and suddenly there was mother and father and little girl sitting in the grass, and I'm like, I stopped. I'm like, "Hi, gorgeous," or something like that.
Yeah.
What's your name or something, eh? And the guy's face was like,
"What are you doing?"
Like this, and the wife was like, looking at her, just like, you know, and just talk to them like they're normal human beings. I did, I don't know. All the kids.
It's important, right? It's like, there's a certain thing about kids developing self-confidence, right? Of they're there with their parents, so they know they're safe, and then doing things that are pushing the envelope a little bit, like being friendly to people or whatever, right? I think that stuff's important to give them a sense of autonomy when that's happening, not just like that everything is, being scrutinized or whatever.
Or supervised.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
unsupervised playtime is so important, man. That's all we had. Well, there was no parents around. We had to figure shit out. If you wiped out at Bicycle Forest and you got blood,
you gotta get your own ass home.
Yeah, you got a flat
your mom.
You gotta push the bike home and suck it up. Go get some tissue.
And the whole time you're doing that, you're like, "What's my story? How did I get this fucking off?"
It's like now we're like, no. It's so bubble wrap protective. I mean, I can't speak to being a parent yet, but.
Were you actively fucking or what?
No, I had not. But I still love kids so much. I never ruled it out. I mean, I'm going to live another 50 years probably.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, I'm going to be around. Everyone's like, I said it in front of one of my good buddies from Welland the other day. He's my French-Italian Wellander. 3 strikes right in a row. French, Italian, and from Welland. I can say that because I spent some time in Welland. And I'm horribly racist.
What's up with this racist podcast you're running?
I can't remember why I was even talking about him. Why was I talking about him?
Oh, man.
So, the kids. Oh, yeah, the kids. No, I said this in front of him the other day. He's like, whoa. I don't want to hear it. You know what? Tell your other friends. What, are you crazy? I'm going, you never know. I could still have a kid.
I know somebody.
I'm not ready for one now, but
I know somebody who's 67.
The right one and...
A true story. I know somebody who's 67. He's married to a woman who's probably 53, 54. And they had 2 kids, one about 4 years ago. No, 7 years ago, and one about less than half a year ago.
She was 50 plus?
She's 50 plus. They had to have medical procedures, but they have 2 babies. Yeah. And I'm like, dude, at that age, I want to be done with babies. I want to be grandpa. I want to be grandpa at the point.
Think how much you'll enjoy
hang out with the kids. I'll buy them ice cream. I'll let them play in my basement, But, like, at that age, I don't want to be raising an infant.
Well, I hear you.
But it's at the same time, it's possible.
Yeah. We'll see. Fate, man. God's plan. Who knows what the hell?
First thing we got to do is get you a uterus.
I was thinking the other day. Well, if I'm serious, when I'm serious, because I might become serious about this topic, you could always rent a.
You're serious about having?
Well, you could just rent a womb.
Dude, man,
rent a womb.
I was more talking about.
Like, there's got to be women out there that are like, you know what? I want a baby. I want good stock, but I want no relationship. I want I want a father to take, to have custody and raise the child and all this kind of thing, but I don't want that.
Such agreements absolutely.
Well, I just don't want to be a couple. I just want a kid.
Dude,
and I'm willing to have
I've read
share
about
a
these
kid
exact,
with you. Yeah.
That totally happens in the world.
Oh no, I know. Yeah.
I feel like I totally. Yeah.
Because let's face it,
in Denmark or something.
If you're 50 years old and you're single, never married, with no
probably
kids,
happens in Canada too.
That's a whole part of your life that's like part of most people's lives. It is really an important part, having kids, that you're just missing. It's not like you're going around, oh, geez, I miss my kids, but that is a significant, meaningful thing in your life. Like, we're designed to procreate. Women especially, designed to mother a child.
No, dude, that's like...
And care for it for extended periods of time. Like, 13 years is a long freaking time, man.
Animal instinct, dude. That's you're going by, like... And then, that's, like, to 13 when you're, like... Yeah, man, that's heavy, right? Like multiple kids. Like people back then, who knows? And how many babies died in that? It's like along the way, right?
Don't get me on the dying babies thing. He had to
man, yeah, no, that's heavy. But no, when I was talking about that, I was talking about you getting uterus in the sense that you could get nowadays.
Oh,
gender reassignment
you
surgery.
don't want to go down that road.
You can embrace your divine feminine,
don't
man.
beat me on my own show, you fuck.
You can embrace the divine feminine and just go down.
I don't want to talk about that shit with you, man. I spend too much time talking about that stuff. I save that for I don't know where.
Fair enough. I don't want to get you on any.
No, it's some interesting times. I'm constantly frustrated by false narratives that I'm growing up and finding out are lies. Right?
Yeah.
I'm getting tired of people that don't look at biological facts. You don't even need to be looking objectively. They're biological facts, man. You're born with a certain thing. That's what you are. You can't change that. Like, I mean, hey, and there's also an in between. Totally, some that are born with both of them or none of them or what. Yeah. I mean, it's rare, but whatever. And
it's not that. It's more common than you think. I don't know the statistics.
It's probably rarer than today's version of transgenderism, where it's like, "Mommy, I want to be a girl at 3," and you put them on hormone replacement therapy at 6.
Like, how do you this? So okay.
So
wow,
anyway,
this is a heavy thing, right? Because at 3,
and this is what we got to fucking worry about today. This is what we're worried about, and this is the greatest time we've ever been alive. Sure. Like, it was really, disease is down, crime is down. We're getting better, and these fucking people are just fucking whining that they don't have enough rights all the time.
Well, and this is why I choose to take my kids into nature, and we explore the world, and we have fun with each other, and we try not. Dude, I try very hard to keep my kids off any social media. Like, I've asked people to take photos down before. The only reason why is so that when they're 14, 15, 16, whatever age that they really get involved with that, they can have that agency to make that decision. It's not just like there's already this digital legacy of nonsense of baby pictures and stuff that
the pressure that young girls are going through with social media is way different than boys. Boys are on their computer, boys are playing video games. And here's another thing, I've been talking about this, the frustration of the lack of the current state of fatherlessness. Like, the traditional family's gone away, man. We killed God a long time ago. Then we didn't kick man out of the house, but some guys just don't stick around. Right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's hard work to be loyal and to fucking take care of yourself and your kids and all that kind of stuff. You got to dig in and really be a man. You know what I mean? And lots of guys are just like, "Fuck that, I'm out." Yeah. And I get that. And it's horrible.
I know. But I definitely know
society's paying for that fatherlessness.
I was gonna say, I definitely know guys who have been like, you know what? I'm having too many problems. I'm gonna just lawyer up, rather than the deeper soul work of trying to figure out that balance. And
the
only thing is, there's always that cascade effect on the children. It's like
no, the kids are resilient.
The kids are resilient.
They get through. They understand. It's not the same not having a man in the house, man. Yeah, it's not the same.
No, I get it.
And we're paying for it. And so this idea that we're going to start, we're going to bubble wrap our kids, and we're going to give out participation ribbons. Bullshit, man. Yeah. There's winners and losers. Fucking deal with it. It's part of growing up. Not everyone is special. Not everybody is beautiful. You know what? This fucking idea that obesity...
Yo, man, I was born looking like this.
Yeah, well, and we're lucky to a certain extent, right? Because we're not 400 or 500 pounds.
Dude, anybody who's living in Canada is lucky on a global scale. On a global scale, something like 5 billion people are living below poverty. 5 billion people out of 7.
What's poverty, though?
I forget but so
probably 20,000
basically, if you live in North America or Europe,
you're the top 1%.
Yeah, exactly. Globally, you're doing okay.
Yeah, and you more than go out there and protest the 1%, and you are globally, you are the 1%. You dumb fucks, even if you're poor.
Yeah, there's a thing. There's a thing online that if you type in your average annual income, you'd be shocked how high that is on a global scale. The graph is really flat and it just spikes like crazy. And if you make, I think the threshold is something like 10 grand. It's from there, it's boom, goes up to millions, right? Whereas that whole beginning of that curve is just flat. Those people are subsisting on nothing.
Well, I just got my, I just got my T4A, and oh my God, if I typed it in, I would be broke agent. Fuck. Call me.
Dude, man, that's why I've been trying to tell you about buying
11,
these. So what I'm looking
This is
for.
not me, by the way, but Broke Agent fucking rocks. Thanks, Broke Agent, for the gear. I love you. You're the best.
So what I'm looking for is a mini mansion by the lake. I want it to back into a creek. I want it to be like walking distance from the shores of Lake Ontario.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. Got to be close to bicycle forest.
Yeah, man. Good times, good memories down there. It's and I was surprised that when I went back through there looking for the scene of the crime where I, had this episode, and it was such a great story. It's kind of like we're racing. I'm following this girl, and she wipes out in front of me. I got nowhere to go, so her bike's like angled like this, so I ramp her wheel with my bike and through the air and land, and boom, the bikes are all blown up, and we got to walk them back, and then that how many times I told that story. And so yeah, fun memories of walking to the corner store in the North End, man.
Nice.
And now it's just we don't let our kids free range much anymore. And this unsupervised, we were just talking about it the other day.
We see quite a few kids raging around.
In Quebec, in a couple schools in Quebec, they put a fight zone in.
No way.
Yeah, it's at the end of the schoolyard, and it's voluntary. But you want to go out there and wrestle. There's no biting, kicking, punching, or pulling hair or something, or no whatever. But you could just go out and wrestle.
Crazy.
Like fuck, eh?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter what we played. When we played foot hockey, it was full contact. Soccer, full contact.
Oh yeah.
The
people,
tag. Well, it wasn't like fuck. It was tackle tag. It doesn't matter what age, man. And it's missing. It's missing for boys and girls. Girls not so much though. They're all usually playing the hopscotch or the skipping or whatever. I remember for a while when I got into the hopscotch, how it was like isn't this a girls' game? I was great at it though. The problem is my feet were this fucking big.
Foursquare.
Trying to get in those. The number 8, my foot was as big as the 8 was. I had to place it really, or be on my toe or something. Yeah, wow. So we went to, grew up in the same area, went to the same kind of school district.
Yeah, we used to, when I was growing up in
Lockview.
Canadian Martyrs, there was a skateboard park in the summer times. Just for I think 2 summers.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was just it was great.
When I was there, it only went to 5 and 6. It stopped at 6. That's
so I think it went to 7 and 8 then. But yeah, it was like when we were in high school probably then, and they had that little skate park in the back, which was awesome. It's
vicious, wicked, man. So what else are you doing for money? So you now you got the DJ, and how much are you doing that?
I'm doing it quite often.
Are you doing weddings?
Yeah,
professional functions.
Are
you making any beats?
Dude, so I really want to make beats. Here's the issue. There's only so many hours in a day, and basically making beats and then trying to sell them nowadays is very difficult, and you got to really put in. So it's not just like you make the beat, but then you got to put it up, you got to promote it. There's this whole and you're largely making zero money, especially at the front end like that when you're starting out. And honestly, I just can't, especially with small kids, I can't dedicate the time right now.
Where's your business coming from? Referral mostly?
Referral. I do a lot of fine dining stuff. I'm doing one of the things I'm super excited about, I'm doing the sound system. So I custom built the sound system out of these bamboo wooden enclosures and these bespoke transducers, and I put them together and installed the thing in the space, and I'm going to do playlists for him too, which is for Chef Adam Heinem Smith. He used to run El Gastronomo, and now he's opened a place called Dispatch on St. Paul Street, and his partner Tamara Jensen. The two of them reached out to me, and we did a couple pop-up events, worked together in the past like that. Did a thing at Kwang Chao at NAC, where these chefs set up a one-night feast at Kwang Chao. Like an awesome little dive in downtown St. Catharines, and we DJ'd. It was Dave, the guy who plays dub on CFBU. I forget his DJ name. Anyway, was that guy, and then it was great. But it was like anyway. So we touched base in a few events like this, and there was a certain vibe, and then they approached me about it a while ago. This is like, permits and, contractors and designers and everything later, like months and months of work. But it should be open anytime.
Oh.
Yeah, like in the next week or two.
Oh, nice. Well,
So-
make sure you touch me up.
Dude, for sure,
how much
man.
I love my food.
Nice. I've been trying to connect with that, and like we live in a place that's so rich with that kind of culture. There's amazing wines here. There's like so many awesome breweries now. There's distilleries, like, and then you combine that with like world-class chefs in all over Niagara, and then even in Toronto, which is not very far away, and Hamilton. And we have like so many culinary treasures and so many like cultural traditions that are just like that we can choose from in Canada. And it's awesome, man. It's like, so I've been trying to embrace that. It's like, I think so many DJs get stuck in like, okay, clubs and weddings and corporate stuff. I'm trying to like go beyond that. Another thing I've been trying to do is build a educational thing. So where I come into a school, I show people the concept of DJing, just in the sense that it's a way to tell a story using other forms of media. Like, obviously traditionally DJs are about playing one song and then another song and introducing the songs in between. But like nowadays you can use basically video clips from anywhere, images, any kind of audio. So there's so many ways to tell a story in real time. And I think a lot of applications in kind of new media and cinematography even. I think nobody's even touched the possibilities of scratching video clips to tell a story, like a montage.
So you're using a projector on most of your...
I am. I do use a projector quite a bit, yeah. Not always, though. No, not always.
Yeah, it does throw an interesting thing into it.
But yeah,
I think that's where I've been...
I like
Such a difference. And that's where I think I've been having a little bit of a block is with the video aspect of it, because I've been an audio guy, a podcast guy, I'm an AM radio guy. I'm not used to like having to watch myself to hear it, you know what I mean? And I think the podcast is way higher listened to than any of my YouTube stuff. Mostly, yeah. The podcast really outperforms the YouTube stuff. Even if the YouTube stuff does well, my podcast does better. And then you get the cheap views on Facebook, which I'm starting to not go there anymore. I'm not live streaming from Facebook anymore. I just put you up there. I just put Marinko here. I put my page up on YouTube, so you got to go find it.
Cool.
Yeah, but it's just because I just found this. If I get 1,000 views in a week, there's not 1,000 full views.
No, people are clicking on it, checking it out.
I want to know how long they stay and hang out for. And even though the metrics or the analytics aren't great on YouTube, I mean, they're okay.
Have you heard about these things called click farms?
No, what's that?
So basically, I think it was on Spark on CBC, the radio show. They talked about basically services that you can pay to have artificial views on your...
Who wants that?
Well, so stepping back to talking about making beats is like one of the things I've thought was like, so what if I make this beat and then I pay these guys like $30 for, I don't know how many views you get for $30, but I bet a lot.
Yeah, but nobody's
is that a way
really
to
looking at it?
But then was that?
But nobody's really looking at it.
Well, this is fine. That then. So
it makes it look. It just gives you a boost when people look at it. Like, holy shit, 30,000 views.
Got 30,000 views. 30,000 views. That's a lot of money. That's like, this guy's making dollars on YouTube or whatever. Exactly. They check it out, whatever. But I don't know if it's like. Yeah, I don't know.
No.
I don't know if it's worth it. And
no, it's not.
I think I've heard that recently they're doing crackdowns where they can tell it's a bot or whatever.
It's illegal.
Yeah.
But
it's illegal. Is it really illegal?
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's not illegal. It's against their terms and conditions.
Fuck
all
terms and conditions.
Yeah.
I didn't read that. Did you?
You clicked that you agreed. Didn't matter if you read it.
I didn't read it.
Yeah.
My lawyer. I got a really good lawyer, and he agrees that I didn't read it.
Yeah, most of the I think they call them APIs. Like their little extensions. Like I love the Twitter extension that I put on my Google Chrome.
Yeah.
Reduced, like unfollowed everyone that I was following. It took me to 0. I got to start over again.
Cool.
And now I'm back up to I don't know, 4,000 or something like that, of people that I follow. But my feed was too sketchy. It was too diluted with garbage because I was following everyone.
Yes, when you don't
and
have
so
it.
when I started out again and I had 100, but I lost 800 followers when I unfollowed everyone.
Huh.
Like over 4 or 5 months, I lost 800 followers. Like they just went
down
because I unfollowed them. I think, honestly, a few of you were pretty happy when I unfollowed you because then you could unfollow me and you didn't have to feel like you're,
hey,
that I was going to say, what happened? You unfollowed me? No, you unfollowed me first, dummy. Oh, Jimmy unfollowed me. Fuck him. I'm unfollowing him then.
Me and this guy had a Facebook feud.
Did we? When?
I'm fucking with you.
When? Oh.
I'm just messing with you. I'm totally messing with you.
Oh, it's funny. Hey, you know what?
Dude,
that happens,
insane.
though.
It's insane.
You know, whether, like,
that this
seriously.
is the world we live in now. Like, that there's this, and there's, once upon a time, right, you could have that weird interaction with somebody that could be taken both ways and construed as weird. Whereas now they could take a screenshot of it and be like, see, this is exactly how you behaved. Talking about crazy consequences.
I like the video, man. I think with my guests, that people want to see the guests, and but if I'm doing any monologues or any commentary or stuff like that, I'm just going to put a picture of me up and then just put the audio in the background, even for YouTube. I'm getting rid of the video, man. And I think was last night I came down here, I'm like, if I don't care what I look like, what the set looks like, or what time it is or whatever, I'm recording the video of it, and I told you my process with the limited resource that I've given to this little project here. It's worked out not too bad, and the mics are on loan. I'm going to replace the mics. T. Barron, thank you very much. I've done that multiple times, so thanking him for these are good mics, man. So he's getting them back Friday.
AKG.
Yeah, 414.
Gangsta.
414. These are good mics. They're way better than anything that I need. Like, these are really high-end mics. You know what I mean?
Man, we repping AKG 414s.
But so yeah, just the way I do it is, I kind of sometimes I put some titles on it. That goes into iMovie, do that, then re-export it back to the camera, then upload it to YouTube, and then strip the audio from the YouTube. So I just do a cheap one of those YouTube to MP3. You put the link in, and it strips the audio off, and you download it.
Oh, cool.
It's cheesy.
After you finish
and then
recording say like an hour, whatever, how much longer do you spend after that?
It takes a long time because it takes a long time, man. Just uploading it takes hours.
Yeah, to get the video off your computer onto their server.
Off my phone up to YouTube. It'll take, like, if I'm doing a 2-hour show, it'll take 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes, depending on the internet speed or where I'm in the house or whatever, or like, or whatever cell I happen to pick up or something like that. Oh yeah, I didn't put this one on. Go see the broke agent. I want to make sure this is still recording because I did not put it on. Yeah.
You okay?
I didn't put it on.
I thought you told me this guy's a good real estate man.
I'm put it on airplane right now because if I get a phone call,
you got it.
Nobody ever calls me, but just in case they do. Now I'm on airplane mode, so it won't kick the video out.
I see.
I didn't give some love to the broke agent yet, did I?
We did talk about broke agent.
Give me some.
Yo, man.
Love some broke agent. Oh, broke agent's got a book coming out 1 week today. I'm gonna have him on the show. Little forward promotion. Yeah, broke agent. He's coming on the show.
Give me a crash course in real estate as broke agent would tell it.
Oh,
come on! You could give me a little summary.
I can't do it justice, man.
I bet you could distill.
No.
If I was to say to you, "Hey, man, what's broke agent?" I'm gonna check out his site, but you got to tell me more.
Okay.
Before I like your shirt.
You're baiting me. I get it.
What is that?
He's a good guest. He's a very good guest. Full-time comedian, part-time realtor, and branding genius.
Like the key.
Very good in the social media department. Very good in the marketing, the branding, what they call branding now. Pretty funny, pretty unique sometimes. You know, we all fall for the cheap memes type of thing, and he's no different than anyone else. You got to just content. You got to put it out, eh? Even if it sucks, and you know it's not a hit. You just got to keep content.
Yeah.
So rather than for the click farms, you just put, social media kickback is pretty good if you're looking to get views or traffic to your website or stuff. But
I partnered with the sound. So rather than making music, I partnered with the sound to do these monthly DJ mixes.
What sound?
the sound is that
the STC
yeah,
sound.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So every month I do a mix, and I put it online, and then they run a little blurb about it. Yeah.
Have you visited Rocker Town yet?
No, I haven't.
Shame on you. Tell me more about the sound thing. So what do you do?
If you type in the sound Marinko monthly mix or something like that, or Marinko, it should come up. Marinko. That's how you spell that. If you're wondering, if you want to try to get a hold of it.
Sound.ca. The sound what?
The sound rocks. Well, I was about to twerk for you all again.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, it's like so, but dude, it's dismal. Like I think they're like 50 views ish, maybe less.
Oh yeah, well it's tough to get people trained for it.
For sure, yeah.
But that's similar.
You got to put it out. If you don't put it out, you're not going to get on the map for sure.
Similar to what I did with Rocker Town.
Mm-hmm. Is that your website?
Yeah, it just plays Niagara music 24/7, no commercials.
Cool.
Yeah,
dude, I gotta get something. I didn't know that you have that.
Yeah, I just bought it less than a year ago, but I'm serious. You won't hear 2 bad tunes in a row.
Nice, Emily Andrews, awesome. I know Emily.
Is this her? I might have a naming issue with the database because this is not Emily.
Oh yeah, this is not Emily.
Chino Flute too.
Unless
for some reason Emily Andrews got her name put in a lot of the songs here. Who's this? Chino Flute too. Yeah, all Niagara.
Nice.
I don't know half of the music, so it's still fresh for me. When I put it on, I'm like, hey, who's this?
Yeah. Oh, dude, it's endless, right? There's a lot of talent in our community.
Mm.
So it's cool, man.
So yeah, I'll check this out. The sound, STC.
And we were talking about My Son the Hurricane when we were upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Dano and Jacob on over the last couple months. Jacob brought his kid Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Frank was full of energy, running back and forth, beating on the drums. I had the drum kit set up at the time. It's just pulled off to the side now, but yeah, Frank was beating on that, and we just kind of let him go. I'm like, oh, he's got the sticks now because first he had the brushes, and that was fine. But yeah, good conversation. Dano was great.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it's Dano's really a good leader in the community, a good mentor for a lot of kids, good teacher. And a good example of a guy that cleaned his life up, got sober, and
me and him had kids around the same time.
Took the rock and roll business pretty
seriously. For sure, man. Those guys are rocking it.
The band's blown up, man.
Yeah.
And I like to say I was one of the guys that I always
you've been with those
with my
from
mouth,
the start.
My way of putting things. I'm like, I've been on your jock since the beginning. I've been promoting them like crazy, man, and it's nothing more than just just give them a little pub. But when I was on the radio and stuff like that, it was, it's good to promote your own, and you nailed it, man. We've got such a really cool pocket of talent here in Niagara, and to me, the concentration and my passion is in the music, especially the kids. The young music, the Aidan Millers of the world, the G. Sharp Yahias, the Jesse Reeds, just fucking guy's a legend, man. He's going through some stuff with the spinal surgery and stuff like that. Like
I know, man. It's heavy, man.
It's just a really deep pool of just.
You know what it is about Niagara?
Just talented people, man.
One thing I found about Niagara. So I lived in Toronto for quite a while, and back and forth between Toronto and Niagara, and everybody in Niagara is super supportive of one another, and there's a huge resonance, and then everybody's shaking hands with all these friends in Toronto too, which is amazing. It's like, so we have that big, like that, because Niagara's regional, but it's an international destination. But then Toronto is like kind of like, it's a world capital. People talk about Toronto, and so you have that big stepping stone of going international. And it's like 3 international airports within how close to here? Buffalo, Toronto, and Hamilton. And yeah, man, this is a magical spot to be.
Yeah, for sure. Other than it could be warmer, man. But whatever, 4 seasons are good, and it's good having the.
That's why you gotta buy
cold.
That's why you gotta buy DP brand gloves, double penetration gloves for a nice warm winter.
Shut up.
DP. What?
Boy.
Yo, this is what I'm talking about. Double penetration, though, right? So you got your outer layer, right? And then you got, you know what I'm saying? Still fresh from Wayne Gretzky. We went ice skating there with the kids, man. That was really fun. Actually, I recommend to you.
Is the rink still up?
The rink is up until the 31st of March.
Wow.
And you can, secret tip, you can get free passes at the wine shop or whatever, wine rack. You know that there's one in Grantham Plaza, right beside Sobeys, kind of, or beside. Anyway, it's the Peller Run wine shop, and you can get free passes, and it's amazing. It's a beautiful. Like it? It's really great.
Is it bigger than a rink?
It's smaller than a rink.
Okay.
There's places to sit. You can have an adult beverage while your kids mess around on skates, and you mess around on skates too.
With the beverage?
No, you can't have no beverages on the ice. But they have a nice seating area. They got a little bonfire on Saturday night. They have DJs.
So you got to take your skates off to drink?
No, you don't. They have rubber mats.
Oh.
I mean, it's wise not to get wasted there, obviously, with skates on. But, you know,
dude,
a drink.
If I'm going
you can have
skating,
a drink.
I'm going to get obliterated. Come on.
I went on.
If I got to spend that much time
my wife
with
and
the
I
kids
shared one drink.
And
actually.
the wife, like, forget that. I need to be blackout drunk. Dude.
We'll see. Wifey and I shared. We shared one drink. We shared a winter cocktail. It was mulled wine cocktail. Anyway, it was very nice.
Disgusting.
It was beautiful, man.
Okay.
You know, warm.
Warm alcohol?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Like, you know, like kind of like glug.
Cider, like something.
Yeah, like you know, Scandinavian glug.
Yeah. Not my thing. Alcohol should not be warm. Should be cold. Well, that's cool. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people going out to it and whatnot, and they rent blades there too, right?
I think so. Yeah. No, it's cool. It's really. You know where we've also been taking the kids to. Oh man, we've got a secret rink that I'm not telling anybody about because I've seen all sorts of warnings about ice thickness, and I don't want anybody falling in and trying to blame it on me for telling them to go there. But there's an amazing secret rink, and then we've been going to Fort George too. Fort George.
So what's just for the kids?
No, they have a ice skating rink there as well.
The kids love it though.
Yeah. Free skating rink.
All four of you going?
All four of us going. Most of the time. Sometimes
are they free?
Sometimes after
can you leave them by themselves? Are they good to skate? They know how to skate?
No,
no,
not really. You gotta be beside.
How old
them.
are they again?
My daughter's 6 and my son is 3.
Oh
yeah, they're small, man. But I
think I started skating at 5, but not well.
My daughter's got the.
So she'll be free soon.
The frame, but she's just made a leap. Literally in the last week, she's like frameless now.
It's amazing, man.
We got her new skates. We got her better skates.
When I had a rink in my backyard, dude, my hockey went another level because I was always out there.
Yeah.
I just skate until dark and then past dark. You know, I had to fucking put the lights on afterwards. Yeah, my skills, it was almost like I remember Tommy McIntyre? This is the McIntyre I played hockey with. Tommy McIntyre was Mudsy. But anyway, no, this guy, he took ballet. You couldn't knock this kid off his feet, man.
Balance, man.
He was,
balance and strength.
And he was a great skater. But you couldn't knock him down. That's an old wives' tale, probably. Oh yeah, he took ballet, figure skating, whatever. That made it, or was it figure skating? I don't know, but that's why you couldn't knock him off his feet. Yeah, no, it wasn't. He was just a good hockey player. You fucking weirdos. Anyways, it's
So when are we gonna get to the topic that I came here to discuss with you?
What? Hit it, man.
The Illuminati taking control of the house and techno industries globally.
Really? I don't know nothing about it, man.
I'm telling you, man, those guys are running things. They approached me with a contract. I can't say if I signed it.
You turn this into like a Canadian television series or something?
No. Maybe that would be a good idea. Have you seen? There's a thing people. Oh man, from the UK, there's these dudes that make fun of like sort of post DJ and rave culture, and this it's like a grime MC, and his crew, pirate radio crew. Corrupt FM, KRUPT FM, and they're like, they're like white boys like me, like running things pon England, And pirate radio they have like a half hour.
Okay, what's this one called?
Corrupt FM.
Can I find it here?
Yeah, it's KU. Just put KURUPT FM, and I bet it'll come.
Yeah, there it is. It's not hard to find.
Oh yeah, dude. Fuck.
So you like these guys, eh? Okay, so who else are you listening to? Who are you digging? Who are you crushing on? Who's been in your deck for like 3 months? You just playing it over and over and over, or do you get like that? Do you get like that with music?
No, yeah,
I was surprised when I went like that with 21 Pilots. I went deep into their album, their first album, or not, whatever. I think it was their first album for me.
Oh, this is like perfect.
It's good, top to bottom,
music,
man. Yeah,
it's good.
Progressive pop, is that what you call it? Yeah. What are you listening to? What's
your
genre?
Aggressive pop.
Aggressive pop. What's your genre?
Well, I listen to everything. What my genre is, I've been really getting.
You got
into,
multiple genres that you go back to all the time.
Well, I got a infinite genre business. I will play music according to what my clients' needs are. Right. So it makes me a better DJ if somebody tells me they're really into, early 2000s and late 90s hip hop, and they want me to rock their wedding with that. Clean versions so their mama can.
Okay, what's an example of those bands?
Oh, like Biggie Smalls and Next
Tupac.
And Tupac. Yeah, it's like who else? Like Dipset from New York, Jay-Z, Nas. Nas a little bit earlier, but Nas is seminal. Like even like Wu-Tang and stuff like that, and Rocket,
Ja Rule.
Totally, and juggle beats and stuff like that, and so in terms of that, like I consider myself an expert on music because I've been playing music for 25 years at least. And I've been doing research all that time, just collecting names and building a collection of music. I used to be a music journalist, so I was like writing about different bands and stuff and getting a ton of promo material from all over the world. And but what I really like is right now I'm in this sort of corrupt VHS aesthetic. So it's sort of informed by vaporwave, a lot of like early 80s boogie and late 70s disco kind of loops and inspiration, and then but really dreamy and airy and kind of like lighter than air, total fantasy music, So that's what I've been digging a lot. And actually, what my trip to Croatia started that whole so I was playing on what would constitute as one of the Balearic Islands in Croatia. It's not a Balearic Island, that's in Spain, but it's like, off the coast. It's this beautiful little island really close to Dubrovnik. Third of it is a national park. And there was a tiny bar called Hippocampus where I played some music, and just preparing for that gig and thinking like people are going to want to chill on the beach with children, have a couple drinks, walk back to their place where they're sleeping. And so just like getting in touch with that kind of dreamy vibe sort of led me in this direction, like finding, like beach music basically.
So you just happened to be playing a festival out there?
It wasn't a festival. It was like a small venue. It's a
How'd
beach
you hook
bar.
that up?
My family's from Croatia, didn't take much convincing and finding somebody who was like, yeah, that sounds awesome.
You go there all the time?
I'm hoping to go there this summer, and I'm hoping to actually go to the between Barcelona and Marseille, kind of in the south of France, and to this small town called Azy, where I have a link up in Azy. So we're going to do art project there, a free public thing in the streets. So right now we're having a funding issue that we got to take care of, but it looks like it's going to happen. We got to, yeah. So there's like, trying to do crazy cool stuff, cause I'm like at my heart of it, all this started for me from radio too. Cause living in Niagara, we have one of the biggest concentrations of radio signals in the world here. And we got Toronto just north of us, massive market. And we have Buffalo just south of us, and it's pretty flat here. And we get all those stations, and then Rochester even to the one side. Like we're at a huge concentration of radio signals for sure, and because of that, I spent countless nights just listening to cool music and making these tapes of interesting sounds and songs and stuff that I heard on the radio. And that was kind of my introduction to all this stuff. So it's kind of just what I love to do since I was pretty young. Mess around with music, collect music, and then edit it. You know.
How do you get the expanded AM?
Well, there's shortwave radios you can get. AM, the bigger antenna you have, basically, the more of a reach you're gonna have, right? Like you can have even
because at night you'd pick a lot more up for whatever reason. The AM signal modulates or
better at night,
transmits better at night. That's why you can pick up Ohio or something weird on a AM dial because I can't remember exactly, but there's something that a clear night I think amplifies the amplitude modulation. Is that what AM stands for? Frequency modulation. Yeah, I can't even believe I had this discussion with Tom. Well, it wasn't much of a discussion the other day. My calls to the radio show, but it was International Radio Day, I think. And I'm like, how do you think AM radio survives? Or radio in general, like especially AM radio, because, well, number one, I think
cars is a big thing for FM radio.
Oh, yeah, huge.
And then now also all those stations are broadcasting on satellite and other carriers, right? Like if you
wonder about cars, man, because these guys are going to figure out that the radio is not giving them an ROI at their dealership or sales anymore. It probably hasn't been for a long time. And they put that shit on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. The impact is obvious. Like, I mean, we were talking about this earlier. You can't just put a $30 ad up and then walk away from it. Go, oh, that didn't work. I didn't get nobody bought my thing. It's like it's a hit. You got to have a sustained strategy. Yeah, and content is very deliberate. And if it doesn't work, it's because it sucks, not because Facebook didn't work. Because it's putting you in front of people, and it's a really undervalued medium right now. As far as because, when Google first came out with Google AdWords, you could own whatever word you wanted for really cheap. Now you want to own that word, it's expensive. And that's because in the beginning it was a good deal, and then big business drove the prices up, and apparently. Social media, Facebook especially, Instagram especially, but Facebook too still is just a really good return on your ROI as far as putting you in front of people. Like, what do they call it?
People who are most likely to go.
Cap, something per thousand or whatever it is, or I can't remember. But yeah, I just wonder how. We got to get you out of here on time. I wonder how the traditional stuff holds up because anywhere you go on the dial, it's a commercial on the quarters, top 15, 30, 45.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, it's a commercial.
Well,
man, I'm fucking switching to FM, or I'm going to podcast, or I'm listening to my phone. Like fuck the car, I'm just putting my earplugs in. But even in the car, I'll switch to CD or satellite, or I don't have satellite, but a lot of people are getting it probably. Maybe not a lot, but I'm just talking about how do the traditional formats stay alive. I can't tell you the last time I watched a TV commercial.
Part of it is
all the shows I watch don't have commercials.
Part of it is demographics too, though, right? You got to think about people. So imagine people who are older than us who grew up in a place where there was just radio. They likely had 45s or vinyl, maybe even 8-track back in the day. But so they, grew up on radio, and now they're 60-ish, and it's like that's what they just turn on the radio because that's what they did all their life. And then I'm sure then you can market directly to those people if you know your demographic and stuff. I don't know all the business of radio, but it's like I've actually approached a couple radio stations around here about doing a show. And so my idea was that the EDM market is really broad and it's huge, and there's a lot of festivals in both Buffalo and Toronto, and something here, a weekly show that's 2 hours, could broadcast directly to that audience that are gonna go to those cities. So you can have approach advertisers like who run nightclubs and festivals to advertise on the show, and you play basically cool, trendy, current, awesome music. And it's for that demographic that's like whatever. But this is the thing, it would have to be like, I'm assuming they're gonna listen to it on SoundCloud or on Mixcloud or any other, or like on iHeartRadio, not on on the radio. Not on. So I don't know how to justify that or whatever, like, because I mean, I assume some of those kids though are also gonna have radios in their car and occasionally turn them on. But I don't know. I'm sure somebody's done research about that specifically.
All right. What gigs you got coming up? You got anything you want to promote? Just before.
Okay. Actually, yeah.
If you got to go, you got to go. That's cool. But just in case we
forget. This Sunday at Sunday. Yes, a Monster Truck Challenge featuring Suzuki Niagara on the violins. That was kind of a pun. Anyway, it's the Suzuki Niagara annual fundraiser, and it's in the afternoon. It's at
what's Suzuki Niagara?
Suzuki Niagara is a basically music education program, and it's based here in Niagara. Suzuki Method is about teaching people music intuitively. So rather than like being super rigid about, technique or stuff like that, it's like you're meant to learn music by ear first, and then as you progress, you learn the notes more, like the actual notation and stuff. And so we've had our kids in there since they could walk, pretty much, right? Going to different lessons and stuff like that.
Oh, and sounds interesting.
And so Danielle Marconi, who also collaborates with me on Echo, Danielle's super cool, and she approached me to DJ this year. So from 3:30 p.m. until 4, when the concert starts, I'm going to be DJing. It'll be totally reasonable volume. You don't have to cut. It'll be like quiet.
You don't have to put the earphones.
Yeah,
on
it's not going to be. It's not. This is. It's a classical music concert. So I'm going to play some beautiful stuff that
ages,
gets
obviously.
people all ages, completely all ages. I think it's $5 entry. They have an awesome. They have a secret. Not Secret Santa. What am I talking about? An auction, secret auction, silent auction. They have one of those. It's like a community event. It's gonna be awesome though. So that's my next immediate gig, and then the next.
Where's it at?
It's at the synagogue on Church Street, the High Jewish Center.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. But it's you know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Oh man, it's on Church Street, really close to Spicy Thai, super close to Spicy, but just a tiny bit west of Spicy Thai.
Okay.
So if you're at Spicy Thai, look away from the old Delta Bingo. And it's like not even 100 meters up the street.
Okay.
Yeah. Right across from the Salvation Army building.
I got you.
Right there.
Right.
And they have that other Christian center kind of across the old
Goodwill.
Yeah. I forget the name of that place too. But yeah, that's the spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it'll be beautiful. So
what
Danielle,
are the times?
What's that?
What are the times though?
This Sunday, from 3:30. Like doors are at 3:15 ish.
Okay.
3:30 is the door, and then it finishes. Things done by 5.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play for a little bit. Then the students do show off their what they've learned. They've prepared some compositions, and then they have a story that's read, and they've all prepared this.
Oh no!
Like composed a composition to the story. It's a children's story, right? And they have it on the projector, and it's beautiful. It's a really cool event, actually. It's really fun. I think I've been like handful of times, and then like Long McQuaid has totally given me stuff for the silent auction and stuff. In the past, and Stratus Vineyards gave me some wine for the silent auction. So this is like good silent auction stuff. It's not like it's not bad Stag and Doe silent auction. It's like Suzuki Niagara.
You got some good gear.
Yeah, totally. It's got some nice stuff.
All right, brother. I appreciate the time, man. Everyone knows how to get a hold of you on social media and stuff like that. We'll put the links down below when we touch up the video and upload it to.
Cheers, everybody.
Thank you for having me. With the better sound. Yeah, it's my pleasure, man. It's always great to run into you. So yeah, it's. And thanks for asking. You were like, "Hey, I want to come on your show, man."
Yeah,
like, dude, for sure. Thank you, man. So, I appreciate your time. So. That's it. We'll talk to you later. My engineer is going to press the button over there.